Show.
You kicking us off this week?
No,
183. Come on.
no, you're good. You're good.
Come on.
No, it's this. No, you got to do it.
Donnie, I need your fastball. I don't have it
Listen,
in me. I
Josh,
can't start it today.
if
Come
I
on.
wanted to do it, I would do something like this. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to an episode of the 580 Show. This is episode 183.
Let's
I
roll.
am producer Dante, joined with host Josh Hendrickson.
Great job. Yeah, everyone, we're back for another week. Gonna probably be a pretty quick one. Dante and I are procrastinating this episode as normal, but getting it done. And we both compete next Saturday, Dante. 1 week, if you're listening, 6 days from when the pod drops. How you feeling?
Not too bad.
I
Not too bad at all. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. I thought it would be a good episode topic this week because we do probably talk more about the amateur side of strongman things as a podcast. I thought it'd be a really good topic this week to talk about the week leading into a strongman competition.
Right.
Um, I, it's crazy because doing it a little bit longer, you kind of take for granted the small things that we do the week leading in. So I just thought it would be cool, like to kind of go from when your training's done until, you're basically arriving at the competition. We can talk about competition day too, and I'm sure some of it will, but I just thought it was a pretty cool topic because I see a lot of people like talking about really beginners kind of screw it up. And I'd be curious before we start if we miss something or there's a really good tip or topic or advice that you have for a newbie or a novice or just everyone in general the week leading in, or something you do that you found helpful, drop it in the comments or shoot us a DM and let us know what it was. But man, so typically what we finish training on like Saturday. If your comp, we're just talking about a normal 1 day competition. If your competition's the following Saturday, you typically train up until the Saturday before. Now, as I've gotten more into strongman, I'll do like some light stuff Monday, Tuesday, if I'm not water cutting too much, and I have energy to do so. Is that typically when you found it the most helpful, Dante, to stop training is like that Saturday, or how do you like to do it?
That I guess it really depends. Realistically, I think Friday would be what I really want to do, but sometimes I just do Saturday 'cause we usually train early Saturday, so I don't think it really makes that big of a difference within like 6 hours. But um, yeah, so either Friday or Saturday, I would usually be my last day of training. Leading up to it, I like to do mobility work and just kind of like go through the motions of implements, like maybe take like
Yeah.
50%, 20%, whatever you want to do, and just visualize everything. Because usually when you do weights with that percentage, you're not going to strain your, like it's not that strenuous on your body.
Yeah. No, I definitely, as I've gotten older into strongman, I like doing that, like going in and just like before I would have just never hit anything. I just basically take that week off, focus on my water cut, or just focus on all the details. But like now I'll go in if we have a log and I'll just do like even the empty log and just um I think the one thing you said that was really important was like just like visualizing and thinking about the comp, I think is like a huge piece of advice I have for the week leading into the competition. I
Hmm.
think it's a great time to literally just get all five events in your head. Remember, remind yourself what are your goals, write your goals down, make a note of them, whatever. What are my weights? What are the rules on this event? Everything like that. Just go through them all. And I think that's a really good refresher and like just kind of envision yourself in that event. So I'm really happy you said that. Um, and I think people get a little stir crazy the week leading into a comp, um, where they get nervous, like especially if you're close. Like say like Dante's max is a 225 axle and his show is a 225 axle for reps. And he's like, that's very close. I don't know if I'm going to get a rep or not. I promise you, I understand that it's scary, but I promise you, you're not going to get stronger um a couple days before, and all you're doing if you go in and try to hit that like so close to the competition, all you're doing is damaging yourself. and actually worsening your chances. You got to remember strongman is like so hard on the body
Hmm.
that week leading in, you know, it's really nice to have that recovery so that on Saturday of the comp, you're refreshed, feeling good and everything like that. You want to train to be optimal on at that competition day. So
Right.
that's what that deload week is for. So Dante, what's some other do you have anything on your mind that you do? Um, like, do you have any traditions? I mean, I know we go out to eat the night before a competition always. That's our team tradition.
Yeah.
But like, is there anything that like advice you would give to someone if you had a brand new client, like a beginner client that they got their first show this Saturday coming up, they just did their last training session, like what advice would you have for them?
Just take some time to actually relax. You've been probably training your ass off for the past 6 to 12 weeks, depending on how long your program is. Your body's going to enjoy some time off, but it's also going to be confusing for you too because you're so used to training, what, 3 to 4 times a week, and you're not doing as intensity. So maybe you go for walks, just watch your game film, training highlights. That's usually what I do. I try to research, I don't really know if research is the right word, but just go over each event and try
Yeah,
to
like
just
review, like
yeah,
you're
like game
watching your
film
film.
basically. Yeah.
Yeah, like
That's one of the
this
biggest
is
things I do to try to like replicate training because I'm not really training. So I'm kind of just, if you just play football, you just watch film before you go out to
yeah.
practice. Yeah.
No, it's that's really good, and I'm glad you said that because it's crazy, and it's happened to both of us. I'm sure. Correct me if I'm wrong after I say it, but when you get to the competition, it sounds silly when you're saying it on a podcast and you're saying it out loud, but it's happened to everyone. You become like that deer in the headlights where your name gets called, and Dante knows how to clean the log, and he knows where his elbow should be, and he's been doing it, like you said, for 6 to 12 weeks leading into this comp. But for whatever reason, psychologically, you get up there and you're just nervous. So
I do it every single time, dude.
I, we all have.
Especially if press is the first event. For some reason,
Mhm.
I can't kick that hunt, like whatever that is,
Yeah,
that nervous feeling or whatever you want to call it.
yeah. Pressing's both of our weaker events, and it's always the first event in a strongman comp, so like the nerves are extra high.
Hmm.
But like I do think by following what Dante said, like with visualizing, watching your videos, hell, watch like if you have a log in your show, watch Martins Lisi's log video on YouTube and like, just remind yourself, like just keep it fresh on your mind.
And
So that
but on top of that too, that's sorry to interrupt, but you don't
no,
also
no,
want to change your
sure,
strategy, like how
sure.
your form and everything. Like you can watch other people and what they do, maybe see how they do it during an event, and like if they mess up, how they recover. But like you don't want to change your technique day
Yeah,
of.
no, for sure. That's a good point. And that's like probably advice I guess we're doing leading up to the show, so we can even talk about like warm-ups and stuff. But so many people see maybe a top level guy or girl or someone you see that you think is stronger than you and they're doing something some way. Maybe what they're doing is more efficient and effective for them and maybe for you in the long run, but changing what you've done for 6 to 12 weeks is
Hmm.
on game day is not good. Like if you see him push jerking the log where you've been training push press, just do push press. And, after the event, go up and talk to him. Like so many people are so friendly and strong, man. It's like, hey man, like, what did you do to get so efficient at push jerk? What did you do to learn to do that when you deadlift or sandbag the shoulder, whatever? Most of the time, 99.9% of the time, they're gonna be like, "Oh man, I did this and I watched this and did these little accessories."
Hmm.
Ask questions. That's definitely a big thing. Um, another big thing is I know I said review like the events and but the other thing is review the rules. Um, and because I think Dante kind of mentioned it, you go a little stir crazy the week leading into a comp, right? Like you get cabin fever, you're used to hanging and training with your friends or training your garage 3 to 4 days every week. Um, if you go through the rules, you're going to be so much better of a competitor for yourself and the promoter. Like, know where you're going to weigh in. Where am I going to park? Hell, go on Google Maps and literally like look at parking spots. Um, where am I going to park at during the event? What am I going to bring? That's another big thing. We talk about nutrition for food, like make sure you have all your food packed. But if you go through those rules, it's going to be a refresher so you don't forget any equipment. You know what you pack, go through the event, go through the rules. Hey, I need my belt for this, my shoes for this, my sleeves for this, whatever, and pack your bag as you do it. And just go through the rules every single night and the events every single night or day, whatever. And it's just gonna make you so much more prepared because if you wait till like Friday morning if you're leaving and you don't know where you're going, where you're gonna park, you don't have your cooler packed, like that's the little stuff you can do, the week of. Obviously, non-perishable items, wait to
Hmm.
put the other stuff in there. But yeah, you know what I mean. Like I think when you're done training and you're deloading, that event page is gonna be like your saving grace. Just
Agreed.
hang out there. It should be the number one most visited site that week. And just if you can trust yourself in the gym to go hang out, like I know all of us, Dante, like when one of us has a comp, we'll still go into the gym and just hang out with everyone because we're so used to it.
Hmm.
Only do that if you know you have the restraint to go and not do something crazy. Cause like I know at like 580 we'll all hold each other accountable. Or like if I saw Dante like randomly start working up to like a heavy deadlift, I'd be like, what the hell are you doing, dude? Like fucking knock it off. And he would do
Hmm.
that for me too. And we'd all do that for each other. But like if you don't have the restraint, don't do that. But be active the week of. Just don't really load your spine and stuff. Like there's nothing wrong with some low intensity walks. Like that's probably encouraged. You also don't want to go on the other side and just be a complete couch potato. I'm not saying that when I say stay out of the gym, right? Like take the dog for a walk, go for a walk with the wife, the girlfriend, whatever, because you don't want to just lay in bed the whole time. So,
Yeah, it's also you still want to eat the same too. I mean, it's different for cutting weight, in my opinion, but
yeah.
like I know a lot of our super heavyweight friends, like they struggle eating and keeping their calories the same because they're not training, even though you should.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. It's like there's an old, I think it was like a Brandon, I think it was a Brandon Lilly video in powerlifting, and he's like, so many people they eat cheeseburgers their whole prep and they're having a good prep, and then a week out they switch to bison and rice because it's healthier, and it's like, why the hell are you switching now? You trained this way the
Hmm.
whole prep, so yeah, your body's only gonna feel weird if you change it, your nutrition that close to a competition. So no, I just we're good. We're leading into a competition. Maybe this is a little bit psychological look into my brain that maybe I'm talking to myself and um reminding myself what I need to do this week. But I'm just excited to compete, and it's so fun, and you just don't want to screw it up the week leading in.
Right.
Uh, we can go into water cutting. We'll do that another episode, but that's a full different beast.
Hmm.
Like I said, this is more towards the amateur beginning, and hopefully you're not even water cutting yet, anything serious. So, um, yeah, I mean, I think we kind of said it all on that front. Unless you have anything that you think is helpful, a tip, anything like that. Like I said, I'd love for people to drop comments of things that they do and you know, everything like that. But that's all I really had as far as that topic.
Yeah, it's really not that. It's
It's
not
not
that
that
hard.
crazy.
Yeah, it's really just up to the person, honestly. But when you really think about it, it's not that bad.
It's
But
funny, it's not that crazy and it's not complicated, but people do it.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So, yeah, anything else going on in the world of strongman? I mean, the
Was it
starting
North Carolina strongest was today too?
yeah, yeah, and Lynn does that, so that's cool. But um all the official strongman games, regionals are starting next Saturday. So that'll kick off the regional schedule to qualify in America. So you have Massachusetts next weekend, or no, 2 weekends from now, sorry, June 29th. Um, July 6th, so the weekend after will be the Midwest, so Columbia, Missouri. August 10th, Florida, August 24th, Texas, and then the end is the Maryland Ocean City one,
Yep.
Dante and I's hometown,
Yeah.
September 7th and 8th. So no, the OSG stuff's going. The Strongman Corporation regionals have been going. So we were the second one. There was South Carolina, which was like the Southeast. It was us, and then you're gonna have Texas is July 27th, which is a really cool one. It's called Cowtown Strongest, so it's in Dallas and it's like in the stockyards. Have you ever been in Dallas before? It's like in their famous stockyard, like concert kind of area, and it's gonna be really cool. So, um, the one in Kentucky that the arena guys running arena strength is running again. We were there last year. That's a cool Lexington's a cool area.
Mm-hmm.
And
That was
then
a cool comp last year.
was there a Western one? I think there was.
Honestly, I can't
Yeah,
recall.
there was a California one as well. And I don't know the exact date on that, but yeah, there is I'll get you the exact date right now. But I believe it's in California is the West Coast Regional.
Mhm.
It is also I should have said this Minnesota's strongest man and woman is also a regional this year.
Okay.
So that's July 21st. So you have ours already happened, Costin's already happened. Lexington is on June 29th. Cowtown Strongest is July 20th, not the 27th, and Minnesota is July 21st. So yeah, they're all coming up, man. A bunch of cool stuff happening. USS Nationals, we've talked about that enough, but that's come and gone. So now everyone's signing up for next year, which we might be at. So
Yeah.
anything else? Anything else crazy in strongman? I'm trying to think of any other big shows coming up.
I don't know if you're in the area, come to Wadsworth, Ohio next week and get a
Yeah.
picture with us.
We'll
Might
get a
cost you
picture.
$5 though, but
No, there's a um I'm excited, man, because I've always kind of wanted to do a show at like a festival, carnival, like something like this. And it's a, it's a big festival in the town. So I'm really excited for that. It's
yeah, I'm
gonna be
curious
fun.
to see how it's gonna be. Like
Yeah, I'll be
we're
curious
in a
if we'll be
stadium
like,
and everything, so that's gonna be cool.
yeah, I'll be curious if there's like two people watching us or, 500.
Well, with those festivals, you ever been the one everyone just keeps rotating around and you just stop and look at some shit that's going on. So I think it'll be okay. I think we'll get some people watching us.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be fun. But yeah, that's it, man. We'll be back and better than ever. We'll probably do a recap of our competition, talk about next week, Dante, real quick, talk about how we did, what we learned, how the show went, stuff like that. So
Nice.
appreciate
Sounds
everyone's
good.
support. And we'll have some guests coming up. I was reaching out to a couple guests, and if you have someone you want us to have on, let us know. But we appreciate you guys listening, seriously. And we will talk to you all for episode 184 next week.
Peace.